Hi, my name is Brian Arao, and I'm the Associate Director for Staff and Programs in Student Housing and Residential Education here at the University of San Francisco. And on behalf of our office, I'm just so pleased that you're interested in working here, that you're thinking of our positions, of our Assistant Resident Instructor and Resident Instructor positions. So very, very pleased to welcome you to our process and hope that it is a process that is helpful for you in terms of learning more about what USF is and what our department is and how you might fit here. So as you're probably already aware, USF is a Jesuit Catholic institution. And our Jesuit Catholic vision, mission, and values are a very, very important part of our daily work here at USF and in student housing and residential education. And for me, as someone who came to USF without having had any experience or background working in Jesuit education, I actually have found this to be a wonderful and rewarding environment for me as a student development professional. It's a really wonderful fit here to do good student development work with people. And so I just really encourage you to look closely at the vision, mission, and values of USF. Again, it's a very important part of what we do in terms of our daily work. And really think about how that approach to education might fit with your personal vision, mission, values, philosophy of doing student affairs work. Just again knowing that it's a very central and important component of who we are and what our identity is here at USF. You may also be aware that the Division of Student Life is in the midst of some very exciting transitions. So last year we had some new leadership coming into our division, and as a result the environment for the last year has been dynamic, exciting, energetic. There's a lot of really exciting things that are happening in our division at the moment. And one of the outcomes of some of this shift that is still ongoing is that there's a strengthened charge for connecting the academic and residential experiences. And so that's really going to be an area of focus for our department probably for the next several years, is really kind of thinking about what is that going to mean for us. And in fact resulted in a change even for the name of our department from the Office of Residence Life to Student Housing and Residential Education. And that name really, I think, is reflective of this new charge. So again, very, very excited about this, and also want to make sure that it's clear to you as a candidate to come here and join us as an important part of our team as either an assistant resident instructor or a resident instructor, that there's lots of room and lots of opportunity for you to join us to help us to develop this new vision. And figuring out what is this new identity that we as an office will have, and what does that mean for the work that we do with our students, to really find innovative ways to connect and bridge those academic and residential experiences for students in ways that really support them in their academic success and also in their growth as people, and as particularly as people who will, while they're here, be members of and live in a community, and when they leave here will be members of and live in a community. And so as we think about the kind of things that we want students to learn and the kind of things that residential education is really positioned to help students to learn, we often frame that as being about what does it mean to live in a community, what are the skills, what is the knowledge, what are the kinds of values that you need to have in order to be a responsible and engaged citizen in a community. And so really thinking about that as being our charge here in residential education. In terms of advice that I would give to you as a candidate for our position, really the most important thing that I could share with you is to really remember that the interviews are a two-way process. And we mean that very, very sincerely. Really recognize that it's best both for us and for you when there's a really good mutual fit, when you are really confident that what USF and student housing and residential education offers to you is something that is going to be really valuable and a really strong match with what it is that you want to do. In the same way that it's important to us to gauge, does this person seem like they're going to bring something that's going to be of value to our students and the work that we do with our students. And so really want you to think about that as we're asking you questions, sometimes tough questions, to feel free also to ask us questions and not to shy away from ones that you think might be kind of hard or difficult. Those are really, really important. If the answers to those questions are what you need to evaluate to what extent this is going to be a place that you can thrive, then please let us know. Really encourage you to talk to people who are currently in your role. And so on this website you'll see that there are a number of different videos and interviews with current assistant residence directors and residence directors, and really those are the best positioned folks to tell you what the experience is of working within those roles in our department. So really encourage you to attend to those videos, and then during your interview process, if you advance, to really take those opportunities to ask folks what their experience has been and what it's been like. Also feel free to ask folks about other aspects of the work that we do here or the environment that we have. Feel free to ask me about supervision style. Happy to talk to you about that if you're a candidate for the residence director position. And feel free to ask other folks as well about me. It's not something that I think a lot of folks would do, would be to tell you to ask questions of other folks in the organization about them, but recognize that can be an important part for folks in terms of getting to know who their potential supervisor is and understanding to a deeper level kind of what kind of a fit there might be there for you. My closing thoughts for you would be around, I guess, thinking about the work of residential education and how would I sum it up. And I would really sum it up as being demanding work, sometimes intensely demanding work, but also consistently, intensely rewarding work. It's work where you will find yourself taxed, you will find yourself challenged, you will find yourself really having to draw on your experience in education in order to do good work, in order to respond to emergent needs and to emergent crises that happen in the residence halls, to think of innovative ways to get students to be engaged in the work that we do and to develop into those, again, the engaged and socially responsible citizens that we hope that they're becoming, in part as a result of their experience in residence with us. And so knowing, again, that the work can be very demanding. I think the three things that I've identified over my time here as being the qualities that are most valuable in terms of longevity and success and feeling satisfied at USF is the ability to be flexible, the ability to be resilient, and also the ability to keep in mind that sort of big picture, even in those times when things are really stressful and there's a lot to do, when we're, whether we're neck deep in interviews for resident advisors, whether it's been a really intense weekend of on-duty crisis response, whether we're, doing a lot of work in a committee to, develop a new mission statement for the department, whatever it is that's feeling like a lot, is just to recognize and remember that all of this work is really in service of our greater university and departmental missions, which are all really about being student-centered and all about helping our students to be able to do what our university's motto is, which is to change the world from here, and thinking about that not simply as being sort of an outward-focused, from here we go out in this imperialistic way and change the world, but also thinking about change the world from here as being about some internal work that needs to happen and is an ongoing process. So again, thank you so much for your interest in our positions, and we hope that this website is informative to you. And please feel free to let us know if you have any questions about this process, and we'll gladly respond.